What's up, guys? I'm on location here at the Las Vegas Iron House in Henderson, Nevada. I'm here at the brand new gym with the owners, Thomas and Lindsey Rojas. Forgive me, I apologize, but with no further ado, I'm going to bring them in. We're going to talk a little bit about the gym, and they're both top NPC competitors as well. We're going to talk a little bit about their competitive careers as well. So come on in, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Well, first off, I want to thank you guys for opening up the doors for us and letting us come in. You know, we appreciate it very much. So thanks again. You guys just opened up your gym. That's kind of got to be exciting and nerve-wracking all at the same time. Being a business owner myself, I understand the kind of things that it takes to get it going. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you guys to open up your own gym.
We're about 2 months in right now. We opened the beginning of January. So the months leading up to that were very stressful. Now that we're open and we're getting going, we have a clientele, and our clientele is really competitive based. So it's a lot of Vegas competitors. It's a lot of people that come in for shows. They come in, they see, it's a lot of big, heavy iron.
Right.
So that's what we wanted to drive whenever we saw our vision, what we wanted to open. So it's not a health club atmosphere. It's very raw iron. Come in, get your stuff done. And leave.
Right.
So now it's just fun. It's
right.
keeping the lights on, keeping the doors open. So, and people come in and they see our passion for it, and they're passionate about it, and they see bikini, physique, bodybuilders, everybody walking around. So that, they're here to help us, we're here to help them. So now it's kind of fun and it's free fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with, our passion in fitness, and like I tell everybody that walks in the door, look, we might all have different fitness goals, but we're all in this fitness world together, so why not try to help each other out?
And that's a good point, and I'm sorry if I interrupt you guys as you go, because I forget stuff all the time, so I just kind of pop it out there. But that's kind of the whole drive behind our show, and I think that you made a great point. Everybody is in this together, and everybody in my eyes, and maybe like what you're saying, is a bodybuilder or a competitor at some level. It all depends on what your goals are and where you want to take your body. When you walk in this gym, you guys, right away, the very first thing that I feel in this atmosphere is a seriousness about this sport, and I got that right away when I walked in there. And then when you walk in and you see you guys both look the way you do, obviously you live it, you breathe it, and so passion comes with that, and that goes a long ways, and that's really awesome. I commend you guys for probably doing what you guys have dreamt about doing, so that's really, really cool. So sorry to interrupt you, I just wanted to touch on that.
Not a problem. And a lot of gyms around here, what inspired us to get this going, we've been here our whole lives, and we worked out at health clubs and other gyms, and we were just sick of people telling us you can do this, and do that, management telling us we can't do walking lunges when we're 8 weeks into our prep.
Right.
And it's like, being 8 weeks out, your mind's going crazy, and so, we just got sick of it, and then finally we looked at each other and said, we're in a position where we could do something like this, so why not help competitors or other people that are sick of the same thing?
Sure.
And not necessarily competitors, but they're just sick and tired of the corporate atmosphere.
Right. Well, it's very much too like my home gym, Metroplex in Phoenix, and if you guys are ever in town, by all means, if you walk in the door there, it'd be like you'd still be like you're at home. It's very much this atmosphere, it's very much this size. A lot of people, I think, from what I've seen in the last 3 years, I was the very first member to sign up there. And we're a tight-knit family, but we're also get that stigma of being only a meathead gym, and so we've been doing some things to outreach out to people, to bring in that other environment. Are you guys going to also reach out to outside of, say, the competitor sector and open up the doors and be opening to people that may be not so knowledgeable about it? I mean, is that something that you guys are inviting in as well?
We're doing that as we speak, yeah. We have a few elderly members that are coming in that love the atmosphere.
Sure.
We try to focus on women right now because the women cover the men are doing cover 12. And that's just that's just the facts of the matter. But a lot of people, we get that stigma of us being the name Iron House, people get kind of intimidated with it, but
especially with the size of people that come in and out.
And I think and that's one of the things you key on is it's unfortunate that you get a stereotype, but for the most part, and I'm sure like you guys being gym owners that you want to help people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and educate people,
Sure.
and that's kind of the whole deal behind it. So if you guys are in the area or you're around, don't be afraid to come in the doors, check it out. Yeah, we might be big and there might be a lot of muscle in here, but we always want to talk about muscle and give back, and so please stop on down to their gym and check it out. Don't be intimidated just because you see Iron House on the,
Well, that's what I appreciate a lot of people that come through the door is, don't be intimidated to talk to somebody. They look like that for a reason because
Right.
they live and they breathe it.
Right.
Of course they're going to want to talk to you about it.
Sure.
That's how they make their brand. It's most people, that's how they're making their living. So
Right.
of course you're going to want to talk about it.
That's awesome. So you guys are both competitors. You're a couple. Tell me, and I always ask couples, tell me a little bit about the trials and tribulations and how do you guys deal with each other if you're both dieting? Are you guys dieted at the same time? Okay, so obviously, and I've been in those positions, it's tough. It gets tough. What do you guys do to try to combat that or like at least keep your sanity?
I actually think it kind of helps because one person's not going to go out while the other person's sleeping.
Right.
The other person's not going to come home with a burrito while the other person's sitting there with the fish and tilapia.
Right.
So we actually think it helps, and especially having this now, we're here all day, so
Right.
we can get our cardio in, we can get our workouts in. So I actually think it helps.
Yeah.
That's me speaking, but and you always have your ups and downs whenever you're,
Sure.
whether you're depleted or.
Well, that's a relationship in general.
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
But things get a little tense whenever you're depleted or hungry
Sure.
or just in a grouchy mood.
Right.
So yeah, sometimes that can butt heads, but who doesn't anyway?
That's right.
Yeah,
I think
it
it
helps.
works.
It helps.
Well, and I'm sure you guys, being in the sport, you know that we stand on stage individually, but you can never get there by yourself. And so I'm sure you guys are pretty big support systems to each other as well, getting into the contest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel when she's on stage, I'm an emotional kind of guy, so when she's on stage and she doesn't place the way that I know she should have placed, like I'm in the stands almost crying and like feeling it, you know what I mean? And she's like, I'll get it next time, and I'm like, no,
Right.
Like I'm the emotional one, she's the rock, but that's just how it is, and I'm sure she feels the same way when I'm on stage. So.
Well, and it's funny when you say, whenever I see people that I'm either training or that are family or friends or somebody that I know on a personal level on stage, I get the worst anxiety. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
So I can completely relate there. Competitive wise, when are you looking to step on stage?
Actually, from today, we're 12 weeks out from the West Coast Classic. It's a Lonnie Taper show, so that's out in LA. So we're going to do that June 24th.
Lonnie Taper Show West Coast Classic, which I do know very well.
Yeah,
My boy
great guy.
won the overall in 2012. Monty Rogers from Spokane, Washington, came down. He had like the wickedest glutes that have ever been around. Very good show. Lonnie's show just keeps growing. And he puts on a hell of a show too.
And then 4 weeks after that's the USA, so I'm going to hop on that stage. A couple years ago, I took third, so I've
Let's talk about that a little bit. So she's a seasoned veteran up there on stage and has been a top 10 placer. Which, if you're placing at the top 10, you're there. You're at the cusp of becoming an IFBB pro.
And it's frustrating.
Yes, it is frustrating.
Yeah,
so we had a couple we had a year where it was third place.
I had a year where it was third, and
We had a
was
year
looking
where it
really
was
good.
eighth.
That was the first year, so I'd come up from figure. So they were saying I was big figure. Then whenever they come up with women's physique, they're still trying to figure it out. And somewhere along the line, I think lines got a little bit blurred whether they wanted women's bodybuilding to come down or figure to
Right.
go up, which still now is a fact, and people are confused of what
So
judges
you
are
did
looking
the
for.
crossover as well.
Yes.
You went from figure up to women's physique.
Figure to physique because they said it was supposed to be women's figure with 20% muscle.
Right.
I have huge legs,
Sure.
so I'm going to play to what I have. They
Right.
won't go anywhere. I've been trying for years, and
Right.
they're not budging, so I'm going to play with them. They still say they're too big.
So and just so I make sure that I'm on the same page, you took third in figure.
No, I'd come up from figure. I took third in women's physique.
Okay, women's physique,
Yeah.
and then
In the
the
first
last
year.
show it was you took eighth, correct?
And then last year was 8.
Okay. So will lead me to what do you think was different about the third and the eighth place?
My competition. Everybody that placed in front of me came down from women's bodybuilding.
Okay.
So I'm tall. I'm 5'8", so I'm in the tall class. So everybody up there were, in their late 30s, 40s. They were women that could come down. They had a lot more muscle than I did. I'm almost 29, so I don't have that maturity.
Sure.
So that's just something that I have to play up. So we'll figure it out. Get on stage and see what everybody thinks.
So tell me what is the plan for this year as far as what do you think you have to bring to the stage differently in order to get first?
I hear that I have really great stage presence, so I bring the femininity that they want from figure. They don't want it to look like women's bodybuilding.
Sure.
They like my lines. It's just, again, with proportion for my upper body to lower body.
Right.
So I've been working really hard on trying to bring up my back and my shoulders, but we'll see what happens.
Well, you look
whenever I
great.
start
Obviously,
cutting
you're
up.
carrying some muscle on you for
Yeah.
sure. You can tell it right away, and so I think that you're right there. You know what I
Thank you.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see how you do. It wouldn't surprise me if both you guys walk away winning over at Monty's show too.
That's
So
the goal.
We'll be interested
That's
to
goal
see.
number one.
Thomas, when was the last time you competed? What
I
was the
competed
show?
in 2012, the Nationals in 2012.
Okay.
Got my butt handed to me, but that was.
Were you in the heavyweights?
Yeah, I was in the heavies. I just came in too small. I think I came in best I've come in, which that's all that matters. But once again, you got to be big and full and in shape.
Well, yeah, and once you cross from a local regional show, and you guys can attest to this, and you go to that national stage, it's an eye-opener.
Yeah.
You know, I competed in 2012 as well at nationals, and I weighed in right at the top of the light heavies. I was too tall, you know, and still, it's like you get into that point where you have to be bigger. You know what I mean? You have to be big, you have to be ripped, but you can't just be one or the other. You have to be both, you know. And then when you get back there and you see some of the size of some of these guys, it's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, it's I felt good leading up to the show, and then I stepped backstage and I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna be good. So,
Right.
but I mean, it was fun. The experience was fun, you know. Leading up to the show, the 12 weeks leading up to the show, you know, it's always fun. You know,
Yeah.
I have a good time doing it. I might not be the best person sometimes, but for dieting, but now that we're getting ready for this, we have our own place now. We live in here, so it's kind
Sure.
of like our job to train and do our cardio and stuff like that. So it should be an easier prep.
Sure.
We don't have to go to work every day and then go to the gym afterward.
You guys are going to do the same shows? I mean, you're going to do the West Coast Classic, and then you guys are going to go all through the USA.
She's doing the USA's. I'm going to probably do the 4th of July show here, the John Lindsay show.
Oh, okay.
I'm still up in the air because it is here, so it's,
Right.
you know, I want to do a few regional shows and hopefully win a few of those shows and then, you know, try to figure, am I ready for the next step?
Right.
You know, if I'm not, then maybe take another year. If I am, you know, I can go.
That's a great point that he brings and talked about is about, and we've talked about it before on the show, is being realistic with your physique. Anybody can get on stage, but that doesn't mean you're ready. You know what I
get my
mean?
butt kicked, that's for
Exactly.
sure.
That's just being, and what he's saying is be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. Take the time. How old are you?
32.
So 32, he's still a young man in this game and has a lot of, the muscle maturity is just starting right there. So if you're in that age bracket or you're younger and you're still coming up, and just because you won a show doesn't necessarily mean that you're ready for the national show. Be real with your physique. Surround yourself by the people that are going to be real and honest with you, and do it at the right time. Pick those shows.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys, I don't want to take up too much more of your time
Thank you.
because I've already been in your gym all damn day, and I know you guys are getting out of here. But thank you very much for opening up your gym to me. I mean, it means a lot. When you guys come into Phoenix, or if you're making it into Phoenix, please come on into our gym. I know Metroflex would love to have you guys over there and bang out some weights. So I look forward to seeing you guys on stage, and when I'm back in town, I'll definitely look you guys up. You guys are in the area. I want to see your butts down here. Come on down. Mention that you've seen the show. These guys will hook you up, take you through a workout. We appreciate it. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.